Print both sides of the card, ensuring that the right orientation has been effected. You've got the ellipse there, and the ellipse should be on the opposite side as well. Now we're ready to make it. To make the finished card, we need to select the cut settings. Select material. We have all the materials down here. We've got 180 card, so we want to select the closest to 180. So as you can see, there's a whole range of card sizes down here, and we've got one there. So let's just click on that. Note the blade setting. The blade setting here is 4. The blade, which is obviously coming out of the bottom of the holder here, has a series of numbers, and we said we need to set this at 4. At the moment the red mark is indicating that it's at 3, therefore we need to alter that to the 4th position there. We do that by moving over to the machine to use the holder that's on the base of the machine to change the setting. We place the holder into the cutting unit there, so as the red is in line with the arrow here. So just place it in like so, and then you're able to turn it to whatever number you require. The larger the number, the more the blade comes out. So we need to just move it back to the 4th position. We are now ready to place it in the machine. Here is the holder in the machine. Note that the clamp is at 10 o'clock. Hold it underneath and just push it firmly down, and then turn it to 2 o'clock, and it's now clamped in position and ready to cut. We now need to set the machine and tell it what we want it to do. Do we want it to cut? That'll be the outside and the ellipse. Do we want to perforate? That's the fold line. Or do we want it just to miss all the other items on the card? So we've got to actually tell it what to do. So we go up to here and we click on Cut Style Window. And as you can see, we now have the opportunity of selecting No Cut, Cut Edge, Cut, Perforate Edge and Perforate. So we highlight the part of the card that we want to select, and it's already saying Cut. Now that's absolutely fine, so we're happy with that. Let's go to the next, and the next is our statement, Happy Birthday. Click on that. We don't want to cut that out, so therefore we say No Cut. The next item is the leaf in the middle. Again, we don't want to cut it, so we say No Cut. Let's now go to From, and again we don't want to cut that out. We now come to the perforated line, and we need to perforate. And we then continue across the card, selecting each one in turn and telling the machine what we want it to do. Now that's complete and ready for cutting. We need to load the card onto the carrier sheet. The carrier sheet is a sticky adhesive on it, and anything that you place into the machine you must always place on this carrier sheet. We then take our card, ensuring that what's on the screen of the computer is what you're showing now, because you're cutting what's on the computer. We have just set this side up to cut on the outside, cut the ellipse, perforate and miss everything else. We didn't set that one up. That's the one therefore that must be showing. Ensure that the top edge there runs along the top graph line of your mat and just place it down on top of the sticky surface and smooth it down. Once it's smoothed down, we place the cutting mat into the machine, ensuring that that edge running along there lines up with that line just there when we place the whole item against the rollers. So we place it against the rollers like so, and once we're in that position we can press enter. We now need to send that information to the machine to cut out our card. So let's go up to the silhouette, center silhouette, and click on there, and we come over here. We've already printed, so I can skip printing. We've set up the silhouette machine, we've placed the page onto the cutting mat, and we've loaded it into the machine, so we can now continue. We now also need to select our registration marks. The machine now will jump into action and will find those registration marks. That's what it's doing at the moment. And then when it finally reaches home, it knows exactly where it is, so it's going to cut in exactly the right place on the card. We come back to the screen and we say let's cut. When the machine is finished, we press enter and it will send the card out of the machine, like so. We've now completed our cutting. It's a good idea to take the outside off first, and once you've done that you can then lift this off. Do it carefully. And then we fold it like so, and here we have our finished card.